to the public testimony. All right, 1 second.
I know. I'm waiting for the pop quiz. He always thought I would do this, and never on my life.
No, let's say something later.
Is this that W-2?
Two draws here, so just so this is, Council Lovelace. No, let's just do my stuff. W draws.
Get the bad news for the
January 10th, 2013, a regular meeting of the City Council held in the Council Chamber on Thursday, January 10th, 2013 at 7 p.m. for the purposes of transacting any and all businesses. Notice of this meeting was posted on January 4th, 2013 at 10:01 a.m. This meeting is being taped and is live on SATV. All councilors are present. Council President Ryan is presiding. Councilor Fury moves to dispense with the reading of the record of the previous minutes. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. I request that everyone please rise and join Councilor Legault in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public testimony, we have one person looking to speak to us, T.C. Riley Goggin. If you'd like to step to the podium. State your name and address.
T.C. Riley Goggin, 9 Wisteria Street. I stand before you with a question that has been asked more than once. And I know coming up in your agenda this evening, you have the annex, 120 Washington Street. I've heard many times about a committee that you were going to formulate. It started about 3 years ago or better. It's now 2013. I believe that the annex has what we call a 3-tier type of lease. I would like you to explain this to the public when you start discussing the annex and what it's truly going to cost. I would also like to know what we're truly paying for. Are we paying for the lobby that everyone uses? Are we paying for the elevator? What are we actually paying for? Have you measured off the number of offices that we have there and how many square feet? This I'm dropping in your lap right now. But I would say it's about time that we stop making RCG rich and thinking of the taxpayers here in this city. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Hearings.
We have an order from National Grid to install one pole on Atlantic Street.
Is anyone appearing in favor of the petition hearing? I don't think no one. Anyone, a representative from National Grid? There's no representative? Okay, Council,
We represent Salem State University on behalf of the project.
Okay.
I believe they're the favor.
would you like to come to the podium in favor?
Sure. My name is Leif Lamore. I'm the owner's project manager on the construction project on behalf of the Massachusetts State College Building Authority. I believe there's a pole that National Grid is requesting to be added, and one that gets relocated, if I recall, so they can provide an upgraded electrical service to the Salem State Fitness Center.
Okay, does any councilors have any questions?
Any questions?
Councilor O'Keefe.
Through you, Mr. President. National Grid is the petitioner. National Grid should be here testifying. They should help National Grid in doing this. You're not the petitioner.
Correct.
By law, you're not. You're the benefactor
Understood.
of this installation. National Grid should be here. And the phone company should be here when this comes up, not second parties. I'm in favor of all this, but if we start this once to let them get away with it, they'll never show up. They'll send someone else that we can't ask questions of.
Councilor Turiel, this is your ward.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. I don't have any problem with this project. It's necessary to support the service upgrades, but I do have some concerns that National Grid has opted not to show tonight. That's,
We have a
oh,
representative
they're
here.
here? Is that here? Okay.
Sorry, I started the
National
meeting
Grid-
on time.
National Grid is here, then let us yield to them.
Thank you.
All right,
Sounds like a
Thank you.
plan.
I would have been on time, but I was circling for parking.
thank you.
Almost.
We have that on the agenda tonight, too.
Okay, so we're on the one pole on Atlantic Street.
Yes, that is to facilitate the underground that's being installed.
Okay. Oh, your name and address for the record, sorry.
Gee, I thought we were skipping right over that. Sabita Mahaber for National Grid, 44 River Street, Beverly, Massachusetts.
Okay, thank you. Any councilors have any questions on the petition? None? Okay. Is there anyone in the chamber opposed to the petition? None? Councilor Toriel?
Mr. President, I move we approve.
Move the hearing be
Close
closed.
the hearing.
Oh, sorry, move close the hearing.
Okay. Councilor Toriel moves that we close the hearing. All those in favor? Opposed? Councilor Toriel?
Now I move for approval.
Councilor Toriel moves for approval. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. That's all set. The next one. Further hearings.
We have an order for National Grid to install 86 feet of two 4-inch PVC conduits in Atlantic Street and Lucier Street to the Salem State University parking lot.
Anyone appearing in favor? Please name and address. Thank you.
Sabita Mahaber for National Grid, 44 River Street, Beverly, Massachusetts.
And what is going on with this petition?
This is basically just to service the new upgrades that they're doing at Salem State.
Okay. Any questions by any of the councilors? Councilor Toriel?
I move the hearing be closed.
Councilor Toriel moves the hearing be closed. All those in favor? Opposed? Councilor Toriel?
I further move for approval.
Councilor Toriel moves for approval. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Thank you. Appointments and reappointments.
We have the mayor's appointment of Lisa Lyons to serve on the Beautification Committee with a term to expire on January 10th, 2016.
Held under the rules. Further appointments and reappointments.
We have the mayor's appointment of Chad Garner to serve on the Historical Commission with a term to expire on January 10th, 2015.
I move that it be held under the rules. Further appointments and reappointments,
We
sorry.
have the mayor's appointment of Ben Anderson to serve on the Planning Board with a term to expire July 1st, 2014.
Council Prevey.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to make a motion on this particular appointment to have it go into committee. I'd like to have a committee meeting on some of the new appointees going to the planning board. As you know, Mr. President, at the, when we had the Salem Oil and Grease project, we have a board, there are many new members on it, and one of the frustrating things that we experience in trying to represent our constituents down there is that we just didn't get the sense that the board was concerned about some of the things, some of the issues that we raised. Not that we have an expectation that they're going to agree with us, but at least acknowledge it and some of the concerns and try to address them when you have the development team there and you have the different experts. And that really just did not take place. So it's hard because you have constituents that then turn to us and ask who's responsible for folks getting on the planning board, and ultimately we are in the end because we're the appointing authority. So what I'd like to do is refer this appointment, and there's another one, a late file, into Committee on Government Services, co-posted with the Committee of the Whole. Have a meeting between now and before the next council meeting so they can be approved, if they are going to be approved, and just to try to get a sense of what their philosophy of development is, what it is that they believe in terms of balancing development needs with also the needs of the neighborhood. So I think that's something that is getting lost somewhere along the line, and as a result of it, the folks that we represent obviously are feeling very frustrated with that as well. So, so that would be my motion.
Okay, so Council Prevey moves that we move the appointment of Ben Anderson to the Committee on Government Services, co-posted with Committee of the Whole. Is there any further discussion? Actually, it shouldn't be because, all right, so all those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further appointments and reappointments?
We have the mayor's appointment and reappointment of the following to serve as constables: Christopher Burke and Nathaniel Green.
Council Sosnowski?
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that these matters be received and placed on file.
Councilor Sosnowski moves that it be received and placed on file. Communications from the mayor. Actually,
Do these?
No, late file.
your late files? Oh, sorry. All those in favor? Opposed? Further appointments and reappointments?
Received after the deadline of Tuesday noon. Mayor's appointment of Kurt Ryder to serve as a member of the Salem Planning Board for a term to expire July 1st, 2016.
Council Prevey?
Mr. President, I move for suspension of the rules to allow the late file.
Councilor Prevey moves suspension of rules to allow the late files. All those in favor? Opposed? Moved. Council Prevey?
Mr. President, I further move that this appointment also be put in government services. We'll just have a joint meeting with both appointees and then have a vote out of committee for the next city council meeting. That's the intention.
Thank you. On Councilor Prevey's motion to move this to government services, co-posted with Committee of the Whole, all those in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Further appointments and reappointments.
Received after the deadline of Tuesday noon, the mayor's appointment of Tom Watkins to serve as a member of the Zoning Board of Appeals for a term to expire May 1st, 2015.
Councilor Prevey?
Thank you, Mr. President. Move for suspension of the rules.
Councilor Prevey moves suspension of the rules. All those in favor? Opposed?
I would further move also that this appointment be referred to government services,
Co-posted with the...
co-posted with the Committee of the Whole for further examination, with the intention of having the nominee voted on for the next city council meeting.
Thank you. On Councilor Prevey's motion to move this appointment to the Committee on Government Services, co-posted with the Committee of the Whole. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Councilor Sergeant.
Might I suggest that we have this meeting next Wednesday, 6 o'clock, and anybody on government services that has a conflicting schedule, let me know so we can get this out rather than have to call everybody afterwards. So tentatively next Wednesday, 6 o'clock.
Okay. Further appointments and reappointments received after the deadline, Tuesday noon.
Mayor's appointment of David Epley to serve as an alternate member of the Zoning Board of Appeals for a term to expire June 1st, 2015.
Councilor Sergeant, could you take this for me? Yeah, Mr. Epley lives in my ward.
I would say we would ask for this to be
Suspension
put
of
in
the rules.
suspension of the rules. Thank you.
Councilor Sergeant asks for suspension of the rules. All those in favor? Opposed?
So I bring this in, and I assume there'll be a suggestion to put it in the Committee on Government Services, co-posted with Committee of the Whole. Am I correct?
Yes. Councilor
and I'm fine with that. Again, next Wednesday, 6 o'clock tentatively.
All right. Councilor Sargent moves that we move this appointment to the Committee on Government Services, co-posted with the Committee of the Whole, tentatively set up for next Wednesday at 6 o'clock. All those in favor? Opposed? Communications from the mayor?
We have a resolution to file and accept grants with and from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs for the PARC program for improvements to Bertram Field.
Councilor Prevey.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would make a motion to have this moved to Committee on Administration and Finance. And under discussion, obviously this is something which I think is a great thing. Obviously, Bertram Field is something which has needed these improvements. And as a matter of fact, I remember some committee meeting that we're at, I think it was Administration and Finance, where Councilor O'Keefe really kind of raised a dust storm about it with the superintendent of the schools about it. So I know Councilor O'Keefe has really been involved in this issue before and pretty vocal about it. But it's great that we're getting a grant. Obviously, we have to, in addition to getting the grant, we have to come up with money on our own. So I'd like to have the committee take a look at this, examine the money portion of it, and then move it out so we can get going with this project.
Would you like to co-post that with the Committee of the Whole? Too?
Yes, I'll make a motion to have it co-posted with Committee of the Whole, just so other councilors can attend, including Councilor O'Keefe, who I know is very interested.
Any other councilors? Any further discussion?
Remarks?
Yep, Councilor Fieri, and then Councilor O'Keefe.
Please. Go, I can see.
I just want gentlemen of the council, I just want to make sure, I can't find the mayor's letter tonight, I know it's in there, but the phraseology said for Salem. I want to make sure, I want to find out, does everybody else in Massachusetts, every other athletic event, or every other team or whatever, can come and use Bertram Field now, that it's out of the school department, and it's going to be in this park department, maybe? Oh, it says in here somewhere that,
I guess we'll find that out in committee.
if you just bear with me a minute, that
Number 4 on the first page.
says somewhere in the first page on the renovation and budget all costs were record. I can't find precisely where it says, oh, this is it. Ha, I found it.
You're
The
right.
the next to the the fourth paragraph. The project's total cost is $1,340,630. We only got $400,000 tonight, so where's the rest of it coming from? And we'll reimburse $400,000 of this. The attached resolution is required by the DCS, authorizes the project and its funding, and affirms the park will be permanently dedicated to park use. What does that mean, park use? Park use for Salem, or park use for everybody else?
Councilor O'Keefe, there was, school committee discussed this issue.
What'd they say?
At length at Monday.
Are they gonna turn it over to the city?
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
Well,
Thank you.
Councilor Fieri?
Yes,
Their
please.
land, right? Through you, Mr. President, point of person, please. Bertram Field is owned by the school department, so they've got to revert it to the city council. By vote.
One of
Okay.
the issues was, it was originally parkland, and so they still think it might still be parkland.
Of course it's parkland. It was built with WPA money, where it's project administration in the 30s. Positively.
Councilor Fieri?
Yes.
Monday, February 4th, the city, school committee has a full meeting concerning this issue on Bertram Field, and they're going to address some of the questions on February 4th as a committee of the whole on the opportunity of this grant. It is something out of the Godfather. I think this grant is an opportunity, something out of an offer that we really can't refuse. I served on 2 committees to try to revitalize Bertram Field, lights on Bertram Field on 2 different occasions, 2 different superintendents, 2 different mayors, and it's very difficult to go through all that process to get lights at Bertram Field, to tear down the old Bertram Field, the old WPA project that it was, and realign the track as it is. But this will make Bertram Field a field of dreams for many people in the city of Salem. So I think a lot of the questions will be, that you can concern with Councilor O'Keefe, will be brought up also at the Monday, February 4th meeting, and I think Councilor Prevey will ask some serious good questions about that situation too. But I think it's going to be a win-win for the city of Salem for Bertram Field. 3 years, I taught in the Lynn school system for 3 years, and PARC grant is going to give a grant to the fields behind Lynn Tech, and they're falling apart right near the railroad station, and they've tried for 3 years in a row to fix up that premier field back behind Lynn Tech. They finally got it. We got ours in the first year, so we're very lucky. So hopefully Bertram Field will be the field of dreams for so many opportunities that can take place on AstroTurf. Very difficult to do grass, with soccer going on and football going on. So I hope we look at this opportunity, something out of Godfather, and consider it as an opportunity we can't refuse. It's money that we couldn't spend upright. We were lucky enough to have GE come in to fix up the lights, put lights at Bertram Field, and help us at that time, to make Friday night football games, Friday night soccer games. Wonderful for families and times. And now we have this opportunity, so I hope we consider it seriously. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Fury. Any further discussion? Councilor Sargent, no? All right, on Councilor Prevy's motion to move this to the Committee on Finance Committee, co-posted with the Committee of the Whole. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further communications from the mayor.
We have an order to accept a donation from the Kernwood Country Club in the amount of $6,200 for tools and equipment for the fire department.
Councilor Prevey.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption.
Councilor Prevey moves for adoption. Under discussion.
Mr. President, as everyone can see from the paper that was submitted by the mayor, Kernwood Country Club was very generous in their donation to the fire department. So obviously, they can use that for equipment and various things, probably some upgrades and equipment replacements. So we certainly are very thankful that Kernwood Country Club has made this donation for the fire department. So I would certainly urge our colleagues to support it, and I'm sure Councilor O'Keefe will not be able to pass up the opportunity to speak about this as well.
Move the question.
The question, okay. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further communications from the mayor.
We have an order to authorize the mayor to enter into a lease agreement for the premises located at 120 Washington Street.
Councilor Prevey.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that this matter be referred to Committee on Administration and Finance, co-posted with the Committee of the Whole.
Okay, under discussion.
Just briefly, obviously, the lease is coming back in. We need to take a look at it. The mayor has submitted documentation as well as a copy of the lease, and we'll have the city solicitor in, obviously, as well as the mayor or representative, finance director, and then we'll take a look at the specific details of the lease and move forward from there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Councilor O'Keefe.
Through you, Mr. President, I had a brief discussion prior to the meeting with Councilor Prevey, and I know he'd look at it in depth as to what is the status of the district court property. It's vacant. It must be heated in the wintertime to keep all the plaster from falling off the ceilings. So we should find, and he said he'd do that. I know diligently he'd work at that and talk to our new state senator up there to see why can't we get that instead of investing in money in a property we don't even own.
Okay. Thank you, Councilor O'Keefe. Any further discussion? Councilor Sargent.
I just want to go over the issue, not so much the lease or whatever, just the nature of how this happens, that it came into the council tonight, and such an important matter will go to committee and be discussed, and that won't be on TV. And just for people listening at home, something like this doesn't come in, as is sometimes said, and be voted on that night. There's a lot of committee meetings about it, and then it will come back and be up for a final vote. Just so, I don't think people always understand that, and I just wanted to take that opportunity to let them know. Thank you.
Well, it's up to the committee chair. If he wants to have it on TV, he could have it on TV. Any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Councilor Fury, I think I skipped over. Did you want to? Oh, you want to do it?
You okay?
Yeah. Want to do it now?
As a point of personal privilege, Mr. President, fellow members, there's been a number of changes in President Obama's cabinet lately. There's been a number of changes in Governor Deval Patrick's cabinet, and this month we will be losing two of the best and brightest public servants to Salem in many, many years. I would like to recognize and respect the role and responsibility of Mr. Richard Viscay, our finance director, and Mr. Jason Silva, and they've given public service a high mark, a high credibility. Mr. Richard Viscay, and I've served on Chairman of Finance with you, Mr. President, and Mr. Prevey, Councilor Prevey, I served with you, and Mr. Viscay has brought credibility, service to the city of Salem. He's turned around finances. We're more solvent, more efficient in our means. We've received many, many accommodations from the state over our finances. So I think he has given so much dedication. It's going to be Salem's loss and Everett's gain when he chooses to, when he takes over his new position in Everett. And he's probably saved millions of dollars to the city of Salem for the GIC program and tough, tedious, and tenacious negotiations with different unions on different buyback programs and things like that. So Mr. Fiske is a really hard worker that I think we'll deeply, deeply miss, and he's been a vital asset to the city of Salem. And Jason Silva has been the right-hand man and partner to the mayor, and he'll be deeply missed. It's going to be Salem's loss, city council's loss, Salem's loss, and the Salem YMCA's great win situation. I think sometimes when I've seen Mr. Silva and the mayor together, when one is speaking, one can almost finish off the other word, and vice versa. They were a wonderful team for anybody in the ward council race, anybody in the ward council situation, or at large like myself. They're only a phone call away. And Jason was only a phone call away over the years. He's the face of the city of Salem. He's given so much dedication. Even this week, he was here throughout the hearings that we were in. So I like to express my sincere recognition and respect for the role and responsibility that Mr. Silva has played over the years and Mr. Biscay has played over the years, and say thank you very much and wish them very the best in their future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Fieri. Councilor O'Keefe.
Through you, Mr.
Point of
President,
first.
members of the council, then in the spirit of your commendation of these two wonderful people, you want to have the city clerk, through the president, prepare suitable that we give to,
We'd appreciate that.
at the next meeting of the city council?
Yes, please. That'd be very nice.
Will the council, in the spirit of recognizing what the work they did. Thank you.
Nice touch. Thank you very much, Council.
Thank you, Councilor O'Keefe. Mayor's informational page. None. Motions, orders, and resolutions. Councilor Sosnowski.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem and City Council, January 10th, 2013, ordered that a Veterans Square be named after U.S. Army Air Force's Staff Sergeant Mieczyslaw Maciej T. Miskevich. Being Polish, I should not be butchering the name, but my apologies. Who was killed in action on May 18th, 1944, and that the square be located at the corner of Bridge Street and Arbella Street.
Under discussion.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is an incredible moving story if you followed the part of it where it went back quite a long time ago. Maciej Miskevich, first of all, was a B-17 engineer. He kept the plane flying in one particular bombing run to the Ploesti oil fields. The plane was shot down. His remains were incorrectly identified and returned to a cemetery on Long Island. The reality was, it was not Maciej Miskevich. It was someone else, sadly, and sympathies to whoever that might have been. He was actually honored by the local village, who actually put, almost in a shrine type of a situation, protected his body for a long time, and only recently was it discovered. It was just last year that he was returned to this country to have his proper honor done. He was buried here at St. Mary's Cemetery in Salem here, and his sisters are still alive. Actually, one of his sisters are alive, Christina and Teresa. Matter of fact, those of us that went to school here in Salem, they were my high school teachers. One of them was a French teacher, one of them was a typing teacher. So I mean, and they live right around the corner from me as well. They're good people, really good people. What I would like to do then is ask that this council honor this particular individual by naming that square, that particular intersection after this person. And I would also ask, I will ask another question after this, but I'll put that before the council for a vote before we go any further. But I would like to add one more point to that after the vote, Mr. President.
Okay. Any further discussion? Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, another point of interest, that they live on Arbella Street because that's where the family home was.
That's right.
And they also had a brother who was a priest
That's right.
part of the family. So it's really a lot of history with the Miskeviches in Ward 2 and on Arbella Street.
Any further discussion? Councilor Fieri.
Mr. President, if I may, Ms. Miskevich family is like the Kennedy family. They've given so much service to the country itself, militarily and public service-wise. I served with distinction and pride with Thomas Miskevich on the school committee. Dr. Joseph Miskevich is a distinguished doctor from Salem, my personal doctor for many, many years, giving great credit to the city of Salem in his service as to the city of Salem. So the family is synonymous with public service, and this would be a nice recognition and respect for his role and responsibility to his family. I think he didn't graduate from high school. He went off to the service and lost his life to serve to our country in a very unfortunate war, an unfortunate situation. So it'd be nice to recognize him. Thank you, Councilor.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Councilor Sergeant.
Just a quick thing. If you went to Salem High, you knew the Miskevich sisters. And believe me, they were no-nonsense teachers. They didn't take any baloney, and you didn't appreciate them so much then, but as you got older, you really appreciated them, and you understood. And when it became politically incorrect to salute the flag in schools, which I'll never understand, there were only 2 classes in that high school that saluted the flag every morning, and that was the 2 Miscavige sisters. And you did it, and you were proud to do it, but there was no way around it. And thank God. But after finding out this story and going to their brother's reburial at St. Mary's Cemetery, you fully understood why they felt the way they did. So, thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Council Sosnowski?
Thank you, Mr. President. This is not necessarily, I don't know how to properly put this, because this is a situation I need to make everybody, especially the council, aware of. As the City Council's liaison to the Veterans Council for, I think since I've been on office here, for at least 9 years now, the Veterans Council tries to honor all the veterans. And we go around, we try to reestablish memorials, either granite memorials or squares, and we try to replace missing signs. In the entire aspect of trying to honor the veterans, both from the past as well as the present. That being said, we have tried to duplicate the signs that you see in Peabody. They're a rectangular sign with a little crown shape at the top. They're essentially a black background with gold stripe and gold lettering, and it has a little bit more detail than the ones that we currently use. We have been asking the DPW to if you could please replicate that. Now they have the aluminum blanks and they have all this new machinery to put out very nice signs, but apparently the gold reflective material that's thermally adhered to these things is very expensive, in the order of, I think, $1,500. Now, in the big picture, that's nothing. However, we cannot properly put up all of these proper veteran signs, not just this one, but all of the ones throughout the entire city, without somehow asking whichever department head. Sometimes it's the DPW, sometimes it's the police department. Whichever department it belongs in, I would respectfully ask them to submit a budget in this year's requests for $1,500 additional money to buy that sheet of film so that we can put the proper signs up so they don't blend into the background like a lot of our other signs do, because otherwise you drive right by them, you don't even see them. And I would really like, I would just ask them politely, if they would add $1,500 for one roll of this film. I think it's film or something, and it could make many, many, many of these signs. And we could go from there, because this is what they deserve. And $1,500, like I said, relative to the big picture, it's unbelievably small. Thank you. To me, it's a lot of money, but to our budget, it's nothing. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Sosnowski. Okay, for further motions, orders, and resolutions, Council Toriel.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem, year 2013. Ordinance to amend an ordinance relative to traffic, Chapter 42, repeal sections 57A, parking time limited unmetered zone, and replace with Chapter 42, Section 51B, parking prohibited certain times on certain streets. Ordained by the City Council of the City of Salem as follows. Section 1 repeals Section 57A, Broadway, westerly side, beginning at a point 70 feet from Loring Avenue for distance 58 feet, 30-minute parking, Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tow zone, parking time unlimited, unmetered zone, and certain place with the following. Section 51B, Broadway, westerly side, beginning at a point 70 feet from Loring Avenue for a distance of 58 feet, 30-minute parking, Monday through Saturday, 7 o'clock to 5 o'clock, tow zone, parking prohibited certain times on certain streets. Section 3 of this ordinance shall take effect as provided by city charter.
Okay, thank you. Under discussion.
Mr. President, this is a correction to an ordinance we passed last spring, fixing a situation with cars parking for Salem State cars parking for basically the entire day in front of businesses in that section of Broadway. And so we established a service zone, and we established a 30-minute limited parking zone, but we didn't make it towable at the time, and so people were just camping out there and collecting the tickets. So this is to correct that and make it into a tow zone.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further motions, orders, and resolutions. Council Preview.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem and the City Council, January 10th, 2013, ordered that the monthly financial report dated November 30th, 2012 be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance.
Under discussion?
No discussion.
Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further motions, orders, and resolutions. Council Prevey.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem and the City Council, January 10th, 2013, ordered that the year-to-date budget report for October, November, and December 2012 be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance.
Under discussion?
No discussion.
Just a note for our new counselor, we put these two matters in the committee, so if we ever want to discuss them, they're there for us to discuss. So you'll see them on all the agendas. All those in favor? Opposed? Further motions, orders, and resolutions. Councilor Sosnowski.
Thank you, Mr. President. These two matters, the next two matters, this one and the next one, are coming before us through this particular section of the agenda because normally they would be coming through committee reports. However, given the dating of them, it's necessary to put them forward now so they would be passed in time to be effective. That being said, City of Salem and City Council, January 10, 2013, ordered that the attached Tag Day application for the Salem High School swim team for January 13th, 2013 be granted.
Under discussion?
It really doesn't require much discussion. No.
Okay.
No, thank you.
All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further motions, orders, and resolutions. Councilor Sosnowski.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the same situation, Mr. President.
Okay.
In the City of Salem and City Council, January 10, 2013, ordered that the attached Tag Day application for the Salem High School gymnastics team for January 20th, January 26th, and February 10th, 2013 be granted. Same situation, Mr. President.
No discussion.
No discussion.
All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Any more motions, orders, or resolutions? Once, twice, okay. Committee reports. Councilor Sosnowski.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem and City Council, January 10th, 2013. The Committee on Ordinances, Licenses, and Legal Affairs, to whom was referred the matter of granting certain licenses, has considered said matter and would recommend approval.
Okay, on acceptance of report, all those in favor? Opposed? On adoption recommendation, under discussion?
No discussion, Mr.
No
President.
discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Communications from city officials.
We have a communication from Charles M. Pulio, Chairman of the Planning Board, submitting recommendation for proposed zoning amendment to include the definitions dispensing of medical marijuana by a treatment center. As the Commonwealth has not yet created policies, the board did not have sufficient information to make an informed recommendation.
Councilor Sosnowski.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that this recommendation from the Planning Board be received and placed on file.
Sosnowski moves to be received and placed on file. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Petitions.
We have a request from BNS Fitness to hold a road race on March 2nd, 2013, the Black Cat 1020 Miller.
Councilor McCarthy? I guess it's in the award, so.
No, I appreciate it.
Okay.
Myler.
Myler?
Myler. I move for approval.
Councilor McCarthy moves for approval. Under discussion?
Thank you, Mr. President. The VNS Fitness has held this event previously. My only caveat with that would be, I hope that, it's my understanding they didn't have any problems in Salem last year when they ran it, but when they ran it to Marblehead, there was some traffic backup, so hopefully they've worked it out on the Marblehead end of this, but in the Salem side, there were no major issues, so I would move for approval.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further petitions.
We have a request from BNS Fitness for a run, walk for Hawk to hold a road race on May 5th, 2013.
Councilor McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
Under discussion?
Under discussion. Thank you, Mr. President. BNS Fitness actually is the event manager on this. This is actually that meaning that they're actually doing all the timing for the running and stuff. I mean, I can't speak enough for Hawk and the work that they do within the city to help for abused women and children. It's a wonderful organization. This is one of their fundraisers. It's a wonderful event, and I would, obviously, you notice when they through the form that was created last year or the year before with regards to a lot of these road races under the heading of approximately how much of the race walk proceeds will be donated to charity, all the proceeds. So I would move for approval.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All those in favor? So moved. Further petitions, Council McCarthy. Might as well just stand up.
I was going to wait for the city clerk
Oh,
first. though.
sorry.
Oh.
I'm going too quick, sorry.
We have a request from the North Shore Medical Center to hold a road race on November 10th, 2013.
Okay, Council McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
Council McCarthy moves for approval on discussion.
I'm just going to thank you, Mr. President. The North Shore Cancer Walk is obviously, we could all sit around and speak volumes of the North Shore Cancer Walk and what that event has grown to and and the amount of money it raises for a wonderful cause for cancer, and it's one of the largest fundraisers that they do. Unfortunately, with the growth of that event, they've also in the last bunch of years they've added a road race to coincide with the Cancer Walk. There was a major concern with public safety over that, just because of the sheer volume and numbers of people that on that particular weekend. And so there was a direct conversation between public safety and the police department, the event organizers of the Cancer Walk, and at the time, because I believe Doug Bowen was in place, I believe it was his assistant at the time, to try to come up with an alternative date. They really batted a bunch of dates. They went back to the calendar that we had looked at and tried to develop with regard to road races. They looked at road races that we had here in Salem and elsewhere on the North Shore, because it's really people who want to run to support the Cancer Walk, who wanted to use it as a running event. They didn't want to lose that, so that they batted it around, came up with this date. It was agreeable to the Park and Rec director and the police department. So I mean, it's a wonderful cause, and once again, it says when you go through the form, it says approximately how much of the road race walk proceeds will be donated to charity. 100%. So they picked a weekend which seemed to fit into the quote-unquote schedule of events of road races, to try to break it up so we don't get we try to avoid multiple weekends, multiple days on weekends, and try to spread them out. So it was agreeable to everybody, so I would move for approval. But that's just kind of a little briefly how we got to the point. Obviously, I just wanted to highlight that the Cancer Walk is obviously still going to be there, but over the course of the last bunch of years, where they've added the road race, it made another element that they had to separate out, and this is the best way they could do it. Rather than try to make it like the weekend before or the weekend after, they would really be taxing their volunteers to do that, so they picked a totally separate time of the year and a separate, same course they've been using the last couple of years, but just to make it a separate event. So, thank you.
Thank you, Council McCarthy. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further petitions.
We have a long list of license applications: junk dealers, pawnbrokers, seaworms, secondhand clothing, secondhand valuables, and tag days.
Council Sosnowski.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that these matters be referred to the Committee on Ordinances, Licenses, and Legal Affairs.
Okay, Council Sosnowski moves to be referred to the Committee on Ordinance, Licenses, Legal Affairs. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further petitions.
We have public guides and taxi operators.
Council Sosnowski.
Quite well a list on that one, Mr. President. Mr. President, I move that these petitions for these licenses be granted.
Council Sosnowski moves that these petitions be granted. Any discussion?
No discussion.
None. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further petitions.
We have two taxi operator license applications: Joseph Taylor and Eliza J. Romero Ashley.
Council
Taylor
Sosnowski.
Stanton.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that these two applications be denied.
Sosnowski moves that the application be denied. Any discussion?
No discussion, Mr. President.
All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further petitions.
We have a hearing request from Eliza Romeo on the denial of this taxi operator license.
Council Sosnowski.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that his request for a hearing be referred to the Committee on Ordinances, Licenses, and Legal Affairs to hold an executive session to hear the matter.
Any discussion?
A typical fare, Mr. President.
All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further petitions.
We have
Right.
one claim.
Council Sosnowski.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I move that these matters be referred to the Committee on Ordinances, Licenses, and Legal Affairs. No discussion.
No discussion. Okay. All
Mr.
those.
President?
Council Sergeant.
Vote, please, and then I'll vote on that one, please.
Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Council Sergeant.
Thank you. Point of personal privilege, just a friendly suggestion. The 2 taxi licenses denied, one is coming in for, a hearing. I wonder if we should recommend to the other person, if he should want a hearing, that we schedule it the same night so that Officer Page will be out one night and we can make it a lot more efficient. Just in case, or if we're able. We may not be able to, but if we're able to do that. Because 2 have been denied and 1 has requested a hearing. I just don't know if we should notify the other one if he should want a hearing that we'll be there that night, rather than have 2 different nights and 2 separate hearings.
Council Sosnowski.
Thank you, Mr. President. I totally understand what Councilor Sargent is trying to do, and I don't have any opposition to that whatsoever. My question is, tonight we had the first meeting of the Ordinances License Legal Affairs Committee, and we're trying to establish a date certain that we can be meeting on a regular basis without having to meet multiple times in a week. That being said, one of the contributing factors here was we have 2 different officers from the police department we need to invite to these meetings. One is Detective James Page, and the other one is Officer Michael Page. Depending upon which particular type of license we're reviewing for their denial and the reason behind it, it depends upon which officer we need. If they're able to come to a particular meeting, I'm all happy with that as well. However, relative to this other one, there may be a reason behind the scenes that we're not privy to at this point in time as to why this other applicant chose not to apply for an executive session. I can find out, and if we find out what's going on, and this other applicant just doesn't know that he's entitled to be able to ask for an appeal, so to say, all right, then so be it. We'll schedule it for the same time at that point, and I would agree to Councilor Sargent's request. All right, but I mean, at first what I would do is I would ask one of the officers. In this particular case, it was taxi operator, so it would be Officer Michael Page in this particular one. I ask him if this is what we should do, and we'd go from there. Okay?
Thank you.
Councilor.
Thank you, Council Sosnowski and Council Sergeant. Further petitions.
We have 1 constable bond.
Council Sosnowski.
Thank you. I move that this matter be referred to the Committee on Ordinances, License, and Legal Affairs and returned approved.
Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Unfinished business.
We have second passage of an ordinance amending traffic, Chapter 42, Section 57, parking time limited, and Section 57A, unmetered zones, Section 57C, monthly zones, Section 13, service zones, Section 56, zones established, parking meters, Section 50A, handicap parking zone.
Councilor Turiel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move adoption for second and final passage.
Any discussion?
I don't think we need to. We discussed this pretty heavily at the last 2012 meeting. These are all the corrections and edits that we made in committee to the parking plan to fix some of to fix what we found were pretty much all the more egregious issues with it.
Okay. Thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further unfinished business.
We have second passage of an ordinance amending traffic, Chapter 42, Section 75, resident sticker parking, Ord Street.
That's my ward. I wanted to hold this over for the next meeting. Councilor Keefe, do you want to take the?
Sure. Recognize Councilor Ward 4.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to hold this over. I'm waiting to hear back from Lieutenant Brzezinski because there was it's going to pass, but I just want to just get a couple questions answered before we do final passage.
All in favor of holding it over? Opposed, so voted.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilor O'Keefe. Further unfinished business.
We have second passage of an ordinance amending traffic, Chapter 42, Section 50B, handicap parking, Margin Street.
Councilor Turiel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move adoption for second and final passage.
Under discussion?
No discussion, Mr. President.
Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. Further unfinished business. Councilor Turiel. Madam City Clerk, sorry.
Second passage of an ordinance amending Chapter 44, Section 12C, fees, by deleting fee for decal $50 and replace with fee for decal is $100.
Okay. Councilor Turiel.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is, I presume this has just come into, this has come through my committee now, but Shouldn't this be ordinance and license legal affairs? No.
This is second passage.
Okay, well, then I move adoption for second and final passage.
Okay, any discussion?
No discussion.
Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved. You take the point of personal privilege.
Sure.
Thank you. Since the next meeting, it will already pass, I just wanted to wish my brother, whose birthday is January 13th, happy birthday, but it's also Councilor O'Keefe's birthday. Sunday, January 13th. I'm not gonna tell people how old you are, but you're 2 days older. 2 days older than my mother. Her birthday is January 15th, same year, so
I was born at night, but not last night.
last night. I want to wish you a happy birthday.
And your brother the same way.
Yep, my brother.
All in favor of the accommodations, accolades? Come on, Counselor. Come on.
Councilor O'Keefe?
Move for adjournment.
Councilor O'Keefe moves for adjournment. All those in favor, opposed? So moved. Meeting adjourned. See you in 2 weeks.